Joining us now is James Baker. He was Chief of Staff to President Reagan and President George H.W. Bush. He also served as Bush's Secretary of State. Mr. Secretary, it's good to have you here.
Thank you, Nora. It's nice to be here.
Since we're on the subject of presidential politics, and you know plenty about that because you helped both Bushes become President of the United States, will you help Jeb Bush, and what do you think of his running for president?
Well, I'll certainly help him if he wants me to, obviously, and I think it's terrific that he's going to get out there and run. He's an extraordinarily qualified person to be president. He would make an extremely good president, so I'm excited about the fact that it looks more and more like he's actually going to do it.
In your mind, is Jeb Bush the front runner?
I think he is now, yeah, with Romney's pulling out of the race. But I will tell you that based on my experience, being the front runner is not necessarily always the best thing in presidential primary contests, because if you don't win big enough, then the press will say, hoo-hoo, you didn't do well enough. But Jeb's got solid credentials. He knows politics. He was elected governor of Florida at least 2 times. He'll be a very good candidate, and I expect him to get the Republican nomination.
You've been involved in a Bush versus Clinton campaign before.
Right, that's right.
We may have another Bush versus Clinton campaign.
That's right.
There's plenty of time for that. Do you think that Jeb Bush could beat Hillary Clinton?
Yeah, of course I do. I think it's going to be a Republican year. It should be a Republican year. You know, there have only been 2 occasions in which one party has held the White House for 12 years, going all the way back. Martin Van Buren back in the 1800s and George H.W. Bush, Jeb's father, in 1988, I guess it was. Mm-hmm. It's hard to hold the White House for 12 years in a row. People want to see change. There's been a lot of problems that have accrued during this administration. She was Secretary of State for 4 years in the administration. You look at the foreign policy now around the world, and there's many problems. And so I think we've got an excellent opportunity. I realize that she's way out in front on the Democratic side for that nomination, but she's vulnerable. She can be beaten.